proceed upriver to Westminster, I'm going to give you guys a quick guide and point out a few places of interest. Little disclaimer, the company does not provide official tour guides. Do this voluntary, just to make a journey a little bit more pleasant. So if I do make a mistake, I do apologise. We'll start off with the yellow brick building on the right. That is the old Billingsgate Market. It's been a fish market there for over 80 years. It was one of the biggest fish markets at the time. In the 80s, it relocated to a new site, where it stands today in East London on the Isle of Dogs. Over on the left, we have the Glass of Shard, completed in 2012. Stands over 1,000 feet tall. Inside, there's apartments, hotels, offices, restaurants, and the viewing platform on the 72nd floor. The person that designed it was offered £2 million. Instead, he asked for 4 penthouse suite. 2 years later, he sold it for £38 million. Now the bridge ahead of us is London Bridge. This is the 5th London Bridge to stand in. The first bridge was built over 2,000 years ago by the Romans. The last bridge that stood here was sinking into the mud, so the British government put it up for sale. An American businessman, Robert McCulloch, bought it for $2.5 million. So they took the bridge away, brick by brick, and shipped it over to Arizona, where it stands today, across Lake Havasu. A pirate ship coming up on the left, just ahead of us, that is the replica of Sir Francis Drake's Golden Hind. Sir Francis Drake was a privateer who would set sail around the world stealing gold from the Spanish. And in one trip, he stole enough gold to clear this country's national debt. That replica has been around the world twice, doing the exact same voyage. As you can see, it's getting some work done to it. There is rumours that it's going to set sail again later this year. The bridge ahead of us is Cannon Street Railway Bridge. It's the least interesting bridge I'll tell you about today. It's just green and carriage trains. But as we come through the bridge, on the left hand side, you'll see a pub. There you go, just about to come into view there on the left. The Anchor Pub. There's been a pub at that location for over 400 years. Back in the day, that pub was popular among the actors, including William Shakespeare, who would use that pub as a changing room before performing at the Globe Theatre. The bridge ahead of us is Southwark Bridge. It was built here to ease the congestion of the London Bridge behind us, but due to poor planning, one-way streets, it is London's least used bridge. So if you ever do find yourselves on there, you are probably lost, or drunk, or both. As we come through the bridge, on the left-hand side, just ahead of us, you see a white round building. That is the Globe Theatre. It's the replica of the original theatre that stood there in the 17th century. That replica has been completed in 1997. You can go in and see Shakespeare's famous play for as little as £5. And all the plays are performed in an old-fashioned manner, with no lights, no microphones, no special effects. It also has an open roof, and it's the only building in London allowed a thatched roof since the Great Fire of London in 1666. And just next to it on the left, used to be a power station at Bankside, converted to a Tate Modern Art Gallery in the year 2000. It became one of the busiest art galleries in the world. We get around 10,000 visitors a day. And it's completely free of charge to go in. And for those of you who've seen modern art, you'll know why it's free. Over on the right hand side, dominating the London skyline, Christopher Wren's masterpiece, St Paul's Cathedral. It took around 35 years to complete it. It stands 365 feet tall, and it has the second largest unsupported dome world. The biggest one is in Rome, in St. Peter's. There's also a view platform at the top of the dome where you can go up, but you have to climb 500 steps to get up there. Or you can go in every Sunday to see a service, free of charge. Well, I say free, it is a church. There is a man walking around collecting donations, and I heard they like your silent donations. There's your 5, 10, £20 notes. They say coins make too much noise in the church. The set of bridges ahead of us are the Blackfriars Bridges. The first one is Blackfriars Rail. In 2012, it became one of 3 bridges in the world to be completely powered by the sun. If you look on the roof of the bridge, there is over 100 solar panels to power up the train station. The other 2 bridges located in Germany and Australia. As we go through the bridge, you'll see red columns on either side of us. That is where the old Alexandria Railway Bridge used to stand. As the modern trains got heavier, the bridge didn't support it. So they took the bridge off and let the columns, not to ruin the foundation of the Blackfriars Railway Bridge. The bridge we're going underneath now is Blackfriars Road. This is where the Romans believed the salt water coming from the North Sea behind us mixed with the fresh water coming from the source of the Thames ahead of us. Now over on the right hand side, a Gothic looking building with a green roof. That is the old City of London School for Boys. Many of our famous people and politicians went to that school, including Winston Churchill. The construction site you see on the right, well, they're building a £5 billion super sewer. The old sewer system can't handle the overpopulation of London, so it overflows into the Thames. So to clean up the Thames, they came up with this new super sewer. It starts all the way ahead of us in a place called Putney, runs underneath the Thames to a place called Essex, where they recycle it and return it to us in the form of television. Over on the left, the red brick building, there's Oxo Tower. It used to be a power station for the Royal Mail, taken over by Oxo Stockyard Company. When they took the building over, they wanted to advertise the name of the company along the River Thames, but they were denied. That's because the River Thames is the Royal Highway. It is illegal to advertise anywhere along the Thames. So the architects came up with a brilliant idea to build the windows into the tower, spelling the name of the company, OXO. Now over on the right hand side, if you look along the wall, you'll see green lions' heads. Well, they were used as an early flood warning system. The police would patrol the streets of London and look over the side to see if the River Thames touches the lions' heads. If it did, they would shut the whole of underground network. The police also had a saying that went by: if the lions' heads are drinking, then London is sinking. If the lions' heads are fully ducked, then London is truly flooded. A white boat on the right with cream funnels. That's HQS Wellington. It used to be part of New Zealand's Navy. Today it is moored there permanently as an extension. It's moored there permanently as a drinking social club for the retired sea captains. To be a member of that club, you have to serve at sea as a captain for over 25 years. The head of that club is Prince Charles. Every now and then, in the sunny afternoons, we see Charles and Camilla stamping on the top deck, trying to recreate the famous Titanic scene. The black and white boat you see on the right hand side, St. Catherine, that is the old royal barge. Just ahead of us on the right, a grey boat, Tideshall Castle. It was brought here from Newcastle to be an art gallery. It didn't have much success, so they turned it into a pub. And it made more money in one day as a pub than it did as an art gallery in 1 year. Now over on the left we have the London Eye, built by the British Airways in the year 2000. It stands over 400 feet tall, and there is 32 capsules. 32 is not a random number. 32 represents each borough in London that you can see from the top of the eye. You can also you can get married on the London Eye, but I wouldn't recommend it, marriage. On the way to the top, you say your vows. When you reach the top, they pronounce you husband and wife, and then it's downhill from there. So just ahead of us is our destination, Westminster Pier. But before we make our way there, I'll tell you about the House of Parliaments and the Big Ben. So House of Parliaments is quite big. If you don't believe me, that flag flying at the top of it is the same size as a tennis court. And now for the Big Ben. Well, you can't actually see the Big Ben. What you're looking at is the Queen Elizabeth Tower. It was renamed after the Queen, after her Diamond Jubilee. Big Ben is just a nickname for the 13.5-ton bell inside. It gets its name from the person that designed it, Benjamin Hall. You see, he resembled a bit of a bell himself. He was 5 foot tall, 6 foot wide, so they named the bell after him. Okay guys, we're going to make our way into Westminster Pier, where this boat terminates now. So everyone must leave us here. This is the last boat of the day as well.